Hello, and welcome to Sid Meier's Civilization VI Archipelago Randomizer. I've been on a bit of a 4X turn-based strategy kick lately, and I've also always been a big fan of the Archipelago concept, and I thought I'd mix those two things together here. There is a randomizer for Civ 6, so we'll be checking it out. We'll be going over the settings on Archipelago, but if you want to get straight to the gameplay, there is a timestamp to skip to that part of the video. So Archipelago, multi-world, multi-game randomizer. If we look under supported games, you can see that there's a ton of different games here. And the way that this works is just like a randomizer. You have random items in random spots, and you can even have an item for one game appearing inside another. So I can get an item from beating a boss in Hollow Knight, and it can go over to my Stardew Valley game, for example. We're not going to be doing any of that nonsense. This is just going to be a solo world, just civilization. So let's go over all of the settings here. I have never played this randomizer, but I have played Civ 6 a few times. Not my favorite Civ game, but it's all right. So progression balancing and accessibility, these are just general Archipelago settings that's not unique to Civ. Progression balancing does not matter because I'm playing a solo world. The way that this works is if you're playing multiple worlds, progression balancing tries to make it so that your important items that give you more progress are relatively evenly split across all of the worlds. And so if you set this to disabled, you're probably going to have a harder multi-world overall, as you're not going to have a sense of where stuff is, and you can have to do some more obscure things in order to get down deep into a game to find an item to give you progress in another game. Whereas with Extreme, you're probably going to have an easier overall experience. Progression balancing, it's good if you're playing a live multiplayer, where each person is piloting a different game and you want everybody to be relatively active. You don't want to have to just wait for one player to do things. And then accessibility, this one, I'll just leave it at full. I don't have a strong preference here. The way that works is with full, every single location in my game will be accessible. If I went with minimal, then I'm only going to have enough stuff accessible to guarantee that I can win the game, and beyond that, I might not have something. So for example, you're playing a game that has a locked door, and there's an item behind that door. You need a key to open the door. If you're playing on full, that key is guaranteed to be available somewhere in the multi-world. However, if you're playing on minimal, then it might be the case that the item randomized behind that door isn't important, and therefore the key would not be necessary for victory. So the key could just be put in a spot where you end up with a logic chain where it's just impossible to get that key. So minimal can be more interesting if you're wanting the challenge of not knowing. Maybe certain combat techs, certain abilities just aren't available, and you're going to have to make do without them because they're not necessary to win the game. And then aside from that, I guess I'll go to Deathlink next, because these are the other things that are generic for Archipelago before we get into Civ-specific settings. Deathlink is just when you die, everybody else who's playing live at the same time as you also dies. So again, not relevant for a single-player experience. In the case of Civ, every time you lose a unit, you send a Deathlink to the multi-world. If somebody else in the multi-world dies from whatever they're doing, and you have Deathlink enabled, then you will instead be penalized, and either you lose a random unit from your army, or you lose a percentage of your current accumulated faith or gold, or you just lose an era score. So different ways for the Deathlink effect to work, and yeah, era scores here, so we do require the DLC for this to work. So progression style. We can mouse over these if we want to. Districts only, eras and districts, or none. I'm just going to leave it on the default because I'm not entirely sure how this works because I haven't actually played Civ. Shuffle Goody Hut rewards, yes, we'll have to do that. I did read this earlier. I don't think there's anything important. Yeah, they only contain junk items, so stuff that you don't need to make progress, but probably still nice to have. So, we won't worry about it too much. Boost sanity. So in Civilization 6, you can get a discount on technologies and on cultural technologies, I guess. Civics, yeah, by doing certain things. I'm going to turn this on, which means that doing those tasks will actually get me random items instead of getting me boosts to research. And presumably some of the random items I can get will be boosts to research then. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but we will find out. Tech Civic Cost Multiplier, I'm just going to leave that on default. Generally for these kinds of things, I actually like to put this lower. I'm thinking like if I'm playing Factorio or something. Because it can get a bit tedious if you're just kind of hitting end turn over and over, or in the case of Factorio, you're just waiting to build stuff. But we'll just leave it on default and see how it feels. Tech Civic Tree pre-hinted items. For this, I'm actually not going to pre-hint anything, because I don't want to know what a tech does before I get it. And I'm pretty sure pre-hinting will be using the Archipelago system to just tell you flat out what the item is. Hide as compared to Advisor, which we'll get to. Hide item names. I'm going to turn that on so I can only see what I'm researching for the upcoming events, the upcoming decks. But anything that I don't have access to research yet, I don't have any idea for. Advisor indicates progression. I think this is probably going to go through the entire tech tree and let me know where the progression items are. So we'll leave that on. And then, yeah, like I said earlier, Deathlink does not matter. All right, I will see you in game. All right, we are in. Here are the settings that I will be playing on. I will be playing as Jadwiga from Poland, which I'll go over her stuff in a bit because we'll have the loading screen. But other settings here, Emperor difficulty. I have heard that the randomizer mod actually makes the game easier in most cases, but I'm not really sure what I'm expecting from this, so I'm still going to pick a relatively comfortable difficulty here. Not make things too difficult for myself. Quick game speed, just because I find that Civ 6 tends to drag on quite a bit, especially later on, so I'll hopefully address that. We are playing on an Archipelago randomizer, so I'm picking Archipelago map type, that's the only reason. Small 6 players, and standard disaster intensity. Gonna have to listen to Sean Bean here for a bit.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Pious Jadwiga, praise be to the glory of God, the earth and Poland. Most holy king, you will show your people the truth and the light, and they will move beyond to spread the word to others. Protected by great winged warriors, you will rise to meet any challenge you face with a devout grace unmatched by any other.
Okay, so for the Polish here with Jadwiga, we have holy sites being kind of a big focus for us. Faith, we got a bunch of faith bonuses, so that's a thing to look out for early on, trying to figure out where our faith district is. Encampments and forts also let us spread culture. And we do get a military policy slot upgraded to a wild card, so that's not bad. And this stuff I'm not going to worry about until I unlock it. Okay, and I do have, it's not going to show up on screen, but I do have the Archipelago client locked in as well on the other monitor. And it does seem to be connected. I did play about 5 minutes earlier and it didn't work, so I had to change some settings, but hopefully things are working now. I guess we'll find out soon. So this is a different island than the one I saw then, but this still looks the same. So yeah, ironworking is the first option here. It's just going to say your because I'm doing a solo multi-world, so every single tech is going to be mine. But if I was playing with somebody else and if this was their ironworking that I was researching, then that's what that's about. And then, yeah, so based on our setup options, the advisor tells us where the important stuff is, and we only get to see the stuff that's immediately available for research. So a lot of the culture tech tree not going to give us a whole lot to work with here. As far as research, we do have 5 options. Oh, we already know where our holy site is. That's good. Okay, so yeah, we don't get to see what stuff is until we research all the prereqs, but we do know that this one's going to be more important than those two, probably. Out of these options, I don't know Civ 6 super well, so I'm just going to kind of go with instinct rather than picking the most obvious meta, best choice. We are playing on Archipelago. There's going to be lots of fish. I think sailing is probably a good option. Assuming that sailing even gives us fishing chips. I don't know how much randomization is actually going to be going on here. All right, we have found Kernerland. Sure. And before we settle, let's just run around with our starting units. Oh, we met Zanzibar already. Quest to train an archer. That seems reasonable, but who knows. Okay, it's telling me just to settle here, and I'm pretty happy with this. We've got coast, we've got fresh water from the river, we're adjacent to a mountain, and settling on turn 1 just gives us more production. So we will do that. Gaining a city on the coast has given your civilization insight into navigating the waves. Okay, so we have discovered our envoy. And yeah, based on the other thing I can see, boosting sailing does in fact give me an envoy, and it does seem to be working this time. Okay, so technical side of things has been set up. Let's just start playing. So we have an envoy. Well, we have an envoy and we've already met somebody. Let's just park the envoy, I guess. So that's first taste of how things are going to be randomized. As for this, scout first, not going to think about it too much. Production focus. We are on an archipelago, so a scout might not actually be super useful long term, but I just like to have a sense of my immediate surroundings. It's a lot of crab down there. Could maybe build something down here. Crab is just a bonus resource, it's not a luxury. So not super important, actually. Requires sailing, but does it really? Guess we find out in 5 turns. We'll go down the coast this way. Olives, that's a luxury. Okay. And that is within 3. So citrus and olives. And crab. And wheat. Huh, people are eating good. Looks like lots of good options here. Well, we probably... So, the fact that we're playing a randomizer and that Eureka's and inspirations are checks means that I'm going to want to do a bunch of stuff I wouldn't normally do. So getting a builder just for the sake of farms and mines and things like that, I will get random stuff for doing that. So that is actually a tempting thing to do earlier than I normally would. I am still going to do the monument first, just to get culture spreading on the capital. More food. Little banana island, that's a little bit far, and I don't think we're going to be doing anything with that. Hopefully we have enough room up here for at least one more city. But if not, well, we'll explore what the island has. Stone and turtles. Maybe? If there's land over here, that might be worth settling. Alright. We did in fact find sailing, so as advertised. Okay. Open tech tree. My theater is here.
It is not that life ashore is distasteful.
Okay, so timing on things is a little bit delayed because of the mod, I guess. Anyway, get that holy site out because we definitely want to get a religion. We received sailing from Mosiv. Okay, so that's why there was a delay. Because it had to send to the server, and then the server had to see that it received the item, and then the server sent me the item. Because if I was playing with multiple people and we were giving each other stuff, that's just the way it would have to be. Alright, we've found another city-state. Train a galley?
Near the Mesoges, opposite Laodicea, is Hierapolis.
Okay, I think
where a hot spring...
I'm not going to be listening to him too much. Okay, we've boosted astrology and discovered early empire as a result. Okay. Which does give us some things. Governor appointed. Fishery improvement. Maybe we go for her early on. That doesn't seem like a bad choice.
It was luxuries like air conditioning that brought down the Roman Empire. With air conditioning...
Change policies. Okay, so our starting military is a wild card. And we have... well, cheaper settlers, probably. Loyalty. Neither of these really do a whole lot. I guess land surveyors could be useful. We got error score for that, of course. Tech boosted. Yeah, so for finding a natural wonder. Okay, we'll assign her to capital. This will be an interesting mess. Right, so if I click on this, we are still working on that. And yeah, nothing changed. So certain things are possible to miss, like founding a religion, for example. If we fail to found a religion, then we just never get that boost. So I wonder how the game will handle that. I did have a quest to produce a galley. Up here, if I wanted to expand, I mean, there's a lot of wheat. There is space for it. I do normally like expanding really fast. I guess the galley isn't an inspiration, but it will be a... See, I'm not playing into the randomizer probably correctly. Because if I was playing into the randomizer, I'd be trying to get all of my boosts. But instead, there's no point in changing my policies, because I didn't get any new cards from that. So colonialism or trader? Well, having a trader would be nice, I guess. Apparently that's classical era.
all out of iron.
I did get a classical era tech. Okay. Oh, right. This isn't bronze working. This is iron working. Oh, I thought I was going to get bronze revealed. or iron, I guess, revealed on the map, but I did not, which is going to make these swordsmen hard to build. Okay, well, that is Randomizer. Okay. Take a peek across the river. Do you want to keep exploring or do you want to go fight? Probably fight. But I have made poor choices. Tobacco over here, which does provide faith, so that's tempting. Oh, we can probably beat the scout. I guess that setting reset. Options. Is that in graphics? Quick combat enabled. Quick movement enabled. This might be why the game feels like it drags sometimes, because I'm not... classical roads unlocked, nice. Because I'm not skipping animations. Okay, what did I get from that? I received a medium amount of gold. Okay. Options. Actually going to disable quick movement. I don't mind that being slower. The combat animations, though, I can skip. That's fine. But these movement's fast enough that it's not an issue for me. Now choose a pantheon. I was not aware that I was making faith. That's interesting. I guess we'll actually just keep the scout there. Okay, well, if there's something from fishing ships, we're probably just going to grab that. Faith from things, we don't really have anything that looks particularly good there. God of the Sea, is that a thing? I mostly play Civ 5, so I'm very unfamiliar with a lot of Civ 6 stuff. Initiation rites would be a bunch of early faith. God of the Sea, one production from fishing boats. That feels like a safe option for an archipelago map. Okay, and we've got a Pantheon, which boosted... well, boosted that. We received writing, or progressive campus, as the game, as the archipelago mod marks it. Now Ancient Era is ending. We're on track for a Dark Age. Oh. Okay, that's gonna be rough. We got more era score. Oh, I guess we just avoided a Dark Age. Up to 9 points. And we completed a quest. Do not have enough iron to upgrade you. That is true. Okay, let's go out this way and see if there's more land. Looks like there is. Okay, we could go for a campus. both of these are good, but probably going to put the holy site here because then we get the adjacency bonus for the city center as well as the mountains. That's what I'm thinking. Although, well, okay, no, because I was going to say putting like a theater square here or something. The whole minigame for placing your districts. Maybe it's best not to overthink it, but because what else would I put here? Double mountains. I want faith bonuses. I guess I could put like an industrial zone here, but I wouldn't be getting any bonuses from that. Encampment could be another one. Yeah, I think the more I think about it, I think the holy site there makes more sense. So we'll do that. And we got a trader. Change our policies, but loyalty is not an issue.
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're...
You are injured. Interesting. Not ideal. Okay, we have a trade route available. I guess... The barbarians down there, barbarians here. This trader is not... Oh, we can't even make it trader. Never mind. Randomizer things, right. I don't actually have access to trade routes yet. So I have a trade route. I should probably disband the trader then, because I think it takes upkeep. I should probably disband it. Okay, definitely gonna settle here. Do a loop of the island. Choose research. I can do that? Oh no, I have one of the prerequisites, so I get to see it. Interesting. A small amount of faith, which does help us to get our religion on track, so that might not be terrible. Get a second campus. No, I think we go mining. Encampment. I don't need to be opening this every single time. I'm just trying to get a sense of how things are working before I stop with that. But yeah, I think encampment. Not that I'll be building that anytime soon. Okay, you can fortify for a turn to heal. Hopefully not get taken out by the horsemen. Oh.
Mátyás vagyok. Én vagyok Magyarországnak királya. Ellenségim ostora, az igaz híveknek védelmezője.
Well,
Üdvözöllek.
We met somebody, so that's going to give us something. Gave us modern era, because we just discovered mass media. Okay.
The effect of the mass media is not to elicit belief, but to maintain the
Less war
apparatus of
weariness.
addiction.
Broadway. Cristo Redentor. Okay. Governor title. Yeah, we're going to promote her and get faster district construction, because we're going to want to do a bunch of that. So yeah, we got mass media for boosting the writing tech. And out of curiosity, a lot of turns, yep. Okay, attacking. Well, we got medium faith. Which was 40, it looks like. Clearing that, we'll just hold our position. Clearing that was way easier than I was expecting. I guess the AI was quite helpful. Modern roads, nice. We've killed enough barbarian units to gain more faith. Defense against ranged, no penalty attacking from the sea is tempting. Yeah, I guess we'll go that way. Still fighting. Okay, First District. Okay, First District gave us state workforce. Sure. Stalemate, I'm not going to risk it as much as I want the experience on the scout.
Whatever is contrary to nature is contrary to reason.
Alright, we can change government. Maybe we could have done this earlier, I might have missed it. So one of these militaries will become a wildcard, so that pushes me towards these, probably. Wonders, experience. I guess I'll go autocracy. Okay. Charismatic leader is one I like to have. Those extra envoy points. Those don't seem useful. Commercial hubs I don't have yet. Extra... Well, rationalism I don't think actually does anything for me. I guess technically Diplomatic League could be useful. Most of those don't actually do anything for me. At this time. Okay, so we finished the campus. Settler. The Barbarian Galley. I'll run back to heal. Well, I thought we were going to get a Dark Age, but we actually might be able to push over and get a Golden Age at this rate.
When you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
Okay, so we can build mines, which is important because that is... oh right, roads are faster. Mines will give us a boost, so that's definitely a thing to do. Campus, harbor, theater. Maybe we go for harbor. I mean, our city needs to grow like 1,000,000 times before we're even going to be allowed to place all of these. I guess we got lucky on a die roll there and took slightly less damage than them before. Okay, into friendly territory, we'll heal the warrior. You can come back as well. Ships don't heal in neutral space. Alright, progressive encampment. No point in changing any of that.
I'm also interested in creating a lasting legacy, because bronze will last for thousands of years.
Okay, progressive encampment got me iron, as iron revealed, so that was actually quite worthwhile just from that perspective. Yeah, it says that's a good spot. Oh, I can't embark yet. I need sailing. I have sailing, don't I? Yeah. What do I need to embark? Well, mistakes were made. I guess we're just gonna keep that settler as a resource here. Taking up resources, I mean. Okay, we've got a neutral age. Era score for Eureka's and Inspirations is going to be very random. Specialty District, I don't know about that. That's ambitious to think. Because we don't even have a religion yet, so I guess we'll go with Inquiry, because we might just randomly get stuff. My foreign trade or my colonialism. I don't imagine colonialism is going to do all that much for me at the moment. Okay, let's get a builder, because I need to start getting some of these boosts. Did I not hit enter? Okay, we'll take a look at what's going on with that camp. Injured city-state units, so they might have actually been making progress here. Ah. A lot of barbarian ships. Okay. Yeah, annoying. And it looks like the AI just gets the normal tech tree, not my weird tech tree. Traders can embark, for what that's worth. So all of these... all of these districts, which isn't super exciting. So now I guess I would start looking towards revealing more things that would... Because embarking is almost certainly going to be progression, right? It has to be. So maybe
And all I ask is
maybe we grab this to see what this is and then push onward. Okay, well, might as well get some more science, I guess. Yeah, not going to be a great fight here. But if they attack into us, maybe that'll be better. Okay, so I have all these luxuries, but what can I actually do? Quarries, mines, farms. I can do fishing boats. Okay, so I can embark with the builders, which is earlier, and military units, and also settlers, apparently. So, I will at least get my crabs. Yeah, you're not going to help here. But we can get some experience fighting stuff over here, maybe. I'm not going to risk it, because if I do that, then they can counterattack. One food, one production because of our Pantheon. Alright, send envoy. +2 faith in every shrine, or +2 gold from every market and lighthouse. We also got the suzerain benefit. Oh, that's where our faith came from. Religious holy city-state. Suzerain benefit. Diplomatic favor. Builders can make monasteries. That's the unique thing. Monasteries are 2 faith. Healing for religious units. +1 faith for every 2 adjacent districts and housing. Not super exciting. Receives cinnamons and cloves. Cinnamon and cloves. So that would be 2 extra luxuries, but I'm not suffering for amenities at the moment. So we'll do the faith first. Alright, modern sounds. I need 1, I have 2. Yeah, so that's fine. Sure are a lot of barbarians out here. Do I want to risk it? Because then there's a lot around here. I don't think I do. I think we back up. Oh, I discovered a medieval tech. Okay.
Every nation lives by exchange.
Foreign trade. I can now create trade routes.
The purpose of education is to replace an empty mind.
And university, okay. Okay, we'll go here. We'll hope that they attack into us. That's the plan. Right. This is not Civ 5. I actually need enough movement to do that. So that gave us civil engineering. I don't think that gets me what I want. This is a dead-end tech. I guess we'll get ballistics, see what's on the other side of that. As for civics here, colonialism, printing, mercenaries, and a builder. Free builder is kind of nice, I guess. We'll work towards that. This is so many galleys. Okay, you're not needed here. Let's defend, run away. Almost enough experience for level. Trade route capacity was increased. So we're going to go to Zanzibar. Making a trade route gave us entertainment complex. Okay. We need to make a bunch of things here. I don't have camps yet.
If bread is the first necessity of life, recreation.
More housing. 2 gold from trade routes. Okay, well, settlers aren't helping us at the moment. We'll put a farm there, because that is a thing I think we can do. And we are, yeah, focused on production. Maybe we should be focused on growth. That probably makes more sense early on, honestly. God, they spawned another galley. Ridiculous. Okay, we're that's gonna put us really low health and we're not finishing them off. Let's get our first farm. Craftsmanship. Oh, boosting it. We got medium faith. Okay. And irrigation gave us state workforce.
A strong economy begins with a strong...
Ancient classical wonders. Unit maintenance is reduced. That is actually something. I could be meeting people for the first time. Oh. Okay, we'll save 1 gold a turn. That's fine. No tiles that I really want to buy right now. Aquaculture. +1 food if adjacent to a sea resource. I mean, maybe we just do that. No point in getting another governor until I get another city. I could be building a city up here. Or over here, for that matter. So maybe I'm going to have to give up on the idea of... Like, this is really where I want to settle. But... I'm going to have to... give up that dream because I have no idea when I'm going to be able to embark. Alright, great people. Oh, right. I buy it with faith. So I need 550 faith to get a profit. Unless I just build a holy site and start getting those points manually. So the faith actually is a lot less useful than I was hoping. Well, we got some fisheries. We do have those modern roads, so that'll be a nice boost. Ballistics. I don't think that's going to give me archers, is it? Industrial.
It's one thing to surmise what happened, but we don't speculate on that until...
It does give me field cannons, though, which do not cost a resource. And that probably gives me a set military. This is probably why they say they said on the Archipelago Discord that the game's easier in Randomizer. Because if my AI opponent just has regular tech and I just come in with a field cannon this early in the game, it would be a little bit unfair. Diplomatic favor. Alright, I guess we go for civil engineering. Try to see what this is. I guess we build on the hill, maybe? No, we don't have fresh water. So I guess what we actually do is we just eat the wheat, get rid of the wheat tile. Because I definitely want to be coastal. Although I could build back, get both the wheat. It does get me the citrus. And then I can build a canal later, assuming I ever get that tech. Okay, out of curiosity. 28 turns for a field cannon. But the thing is, I need to kill a unit with a slinger. Okay, we just got colonialism, which is... Raj actually is not bad. Fishing boats, +1 production, okay. That was actually a pretty good civic. Progressive neighborhood. Okay, animal husbandry, there we go. Printing.
Remember that politics...
So not on my original continent, doesn't help yet. Native conquest. Oh. I'm already considered to be modern era, right? So this might actually be really good. I am suzerain of soon to be 2. So yeah, this goes instead of Diplomatic League for sure. I think I'm modern era, so Native Conquest should just be extra gold every time we beat anything. I mean, time to find out, I guess. Didn't see it pop up there. Maybe our unit, maybe it's based on our unit, not based off of our civilization. So we used an ancient era unit to kill an ancient era unit, and therefore we don't get anything. We will become suzerain of Zanzibar, though. And then we have 1 extra. Well, we'll put it into faith. Oh, there's a tasty builder unit there. Yeah, I think we're going to go back and we're going to just assume we're going to make a an assumption that we will get a canal district at some point, so that we can build ships from this place. But I want both wheat for early growth on an early city. That makes sense to me. iron, which we did find over here. And there is a natural wonder here. So actually, this is looking like a pretty good spot. We get the natural wonder. That's going to make an amazing holy site. Gets us tobacco, gets us iron, gets us fish, crab. Okay, time to get another settler. Oh, right, we get a dedication bonus from that as well. In fact, is that so much better that we want to prioritize it? I'm not worried about the AI stealing. Okay, let's just link these units together. I'm not worried about the AI stealing, because the city-states won't. Okay, we do have enough population for a second district. We really need to get that religion game started. I guess we could go for... Yeah, progressive neighborhood isn't so exciting. So
Improvement makes straight roads.
Theater.
But the crooked roads without improvement are roads of genius.
Okay, skyscrapers is pretty nice. Public works is really good. I'm going to assume native conquest didn't work. Okay, now do I want a second leader? Start preparing for that new city. Could go with Moksha. Anybody else that makes sense? Magnus is pretty good. Ingala's pretty good. Reyna's land acquisition's pretty nice too. Well, we'll grab him for now, even though we're not using him. Going out here, hopefully there's no barbarians, that's why we have the scout in escort. Stonehenge already gone, okay. Not much I could do about that. I'm going to be losing a lot of early game wonders, I think, just from not being able to build them. Okay, animal husbandry. Should be quite nice, yeah. Oh, horses over here
I'm
too.
fond of pigs.
Build
Dogs
camps
look
and
up to us.
pastures, and we get horses.
Cattle.
Animal husbandry, very important early tech. That's going to give us a lot of inspirations. Printing, not so good, apparently. Progressive neighborhood. It's quick. Okay, galley I know can promote, but I wanted to move towards the builder. can grab that with the scout, I guess, then. Okay. I think I want the sight range. This is going to be a scout more than a combat unit.
All the world's a stage.
So we'll take movement first. I can start getting Great Rider points. I think that's ambitious for this stage. Progressive neighborhood, progressive theater. Well, a theater is a dead end. So it is good to have, but it's also pretty fast. Diplomatic quarter. Yeah, I'm not super excited about any of these. Military tradition will reveal something at least for pretty quick. Alright. Now we will found a city here. On the Wonder. Before I forget, we will assign our leader. Scout will come down here to steal the builder. And I can, at pretty much any point, get cheaper purchasing of tiles. Which, I guess we probably just do a whole bunch of. So we want that, want this, want this, and we're building a holy site here. Get food early. Could even grab that for the coral, but I think that's good for now. Get the culture first. Okay, receive drama and poetry. And I think that's about an hour. I'll be over an hour with the Archipelago website stuff. So yeah, that is the Civ 6 randomizer. Kind of an unusual experience for sure. But I don't hate it. It's certainly interesting. I don't know the game well enough to have a good understanding of like strategically what I should be doing. Civ 5 definitely is the Civ game I'm most familiar with. But yeah, I think this is worth playing out and at least just seeing how this goes. Don't anticipate the enemy AI being much of a threat at all, since I already do have modern weaponry. Barbarians too, for that matter. So I guess we'll just hopefully get our religion next time and start pushing towards some other things. I will see you then.